Good morning, everyone. I am Davide Munau. I'm making this video today to address a topic related to the complexity of ceiling radiant systems. I feel compelled to make this video to explain a little to all the people who are currently in the situation of deciding whether to proceed or not. A ceiling radiant system compared to a traditional floor system, precisely to try to clarify some doubts that may arise during the evaluation phase of this type of system. In particular, in this short video, I would like to unravel what are essentially the differences between a ceiling system and a floor system, and in particular, explain why the concept, for example, that heat rises from the bottom to the top is not entirely correct. In our case, it is exactly the opposite. First of all, let's start by saying that the ceiling system is a system that operates according to the most basic principle in nature, which is that of the sun. So the ceiling system, it was conceived and designed to work with the radiation system. In fact, when we stand on a nice day under the sun, we immediately feel warmth. This is because we are being radiated by this natural source. And in the ceiling system, it works exactly like this. So the principle of radiation prevails, and therefore there is an immediate sensation of warmth or coolness precisely because the principle of radiation is applied. So the heat goes from top to bottom, and the same thing is done for the cooling. So this is a very important thing. The other major advantage I would like to explain in today's video is precisely the fact of having a truly ideal cooling sensation. You experience a dry cold while as if you were entering a mountain house. And this is a very important thing that obviously, like a traditional floor system, is unthinkable without considering the fact that when you install a ceiling system, it can even be done with people living inside the spaces, whereas a floor system requires, during renovation, breaking up the floors. And certainly the comfort that results is not at all comparable to what a radiant ceiling system can offer. Let's also consider another very important point, which is that the ceiling system, thanks to the panels installed in a classic drywall structure, like the panel you see behind me, practically have a very low thermal inertia due simply to the drywall sheet, which is normally a standard 1.2 diameter sheet, whereas the thermal inertia provided by a floor system is significantly higher, and indeed to heat or cool a radiant floor, it takes approximately 8 to 9 hours. On the other hand, to heat or cool with a radiant ceiling system, it takes 20 or 30 minutes. So there is truly a contrasting comparison from that point of view. So there are benefits, very important ones that, as I always tell my clients, are benefits that over time translate into ideal comfort, at the expense of what might initially be a cost for the system, a little higher for the ceiling part, but certainly recoverable over time, partly for the advantage in terms of energy consumption. But above all, the comfort, which is truly very important to my point, because it provides an unparalleled sensation of warmth and coolness. What I would like to explain further today in this video is also how the ceiling system is structured. So normally we start with a generator, which in the case of a hot-cold system is a heat pump, whereas for a heating-only system, a standard condensing boiler can be used. The part related to the radiant system, let's say, involves panels that are mounted in a classic drywall structure. The part related to electronic control, which is the true heart of the system, is a control unit. Inside, there are logics that allow the system to be controlled optimally, and then, of course, the machinery part, which can include dehumidification or ventilation, or both, which in certain circumstances allow the system to perform at its maximum, like a real car. So let's take the example of buying a Ferrari without accessories and with a limiter. The Ferrari is beautiful, yes, but it can only go at a low speed, whereas if we equip it with all the optional features and remove the limiters, it can go 300 kilometers per hour, and the ceiling system works somewhat in the same way. So it's as if we are buying a Ferrari, but without dehumidification, we're putting a nice speed limiter on it, and without ventilation. We are also removing potential optional features by building the system instead with dehumidification or even adding ventilation. We truly equip everything with the maximum possibilities, providing ideal and above all, long-lasting performance over time. However, the goal of this video is not to go into detail about every single component of the system. We will make videos related to each individual part, let's say strategic, that makes up a radiant system, where we will go, perhaps with the help of targeted contributions from other people, to thoroughly explore each part to better understand in detail how the system works. But today, I wanted to provide a general overview of how it is done. A radiant system, which is certainly one of the first questions that anyone intending to enter this world, of course, asks. And therefore, it is important to have a clear understanding from the start. How does Simplex position itself? Simplex is a company that produces components for radiant systems, whether they are floor or ceiling level, but It also offers consultancy services to provide a service to those who wish to install the system, thus following it from start to finish, up to when the system is operational through connection between the end user and the manufacturer, that is, their own radiant system, providing a comprehensive consultancy service, offering the client a complete package where they are practically managed from the start of their request to when the system performs exactly as specified by the client. So we, as Simplex, take care of offering this 360-degree consultancy on the radiant system. This is also thanks to my years and years of experience in the sector, and thanks to the manufacturer who is the inventor of this system. In the market, a top-level manufacturer, who is my son, is capable of carrying out any type of installation anywhere in the world, and this without any kind of problem, using machinery and electronic control logic at the highest market standards. And so if you are also interested in evaluating even just a preliminary analysis of this type of system, contact Simplex. Through our website, which you will find displayed on the screen, you can send a preliminary request in the radiant ceiling section. We will conduct a study, of course, by interfacing with the manufacturer we collaborate with and providing you with a general offer of what the cost related to this system might be, so you can then proceed with your decision. Of course, we will make, I repeat, additional videos to specifically discuss, let's say, in very simple words, how a ceiling system is composed, what potential topics might arise that could, how can I say, cause doubts for the end user, trying to clarify them in a very simple way with simple words so that everything is clearer, everything is simpler, and therefore a person can be guided towards this type of system in a safe way without any kind of fear. Obviously, these videos are also made for industry professionals such as installers, architects, surveyors, and design studios so that things are clarified to the fullest. And of course, I remain available to all industry professionals to provide further information, technical sheets, performance diagrams, in short, everything that involves this world so that we can interface. To the fullest extent of knowledge, because radiant ceilings are the future, we are all aware of this, but of course it requires important and in-depth knowledge. We are here for this. So if you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us. Stay connected for the upcoming videos.